all of you is intending to stand in your now time-space reality in full awareness of where you stand in relationship to all of the things that you want. Not because it's important for you to immediately move right to the full culmination of everything that you want. No, 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 no. That would be so overwhelming. That would be like eating all of the food for the rest of your life today. If you're ever going to do it, this would be the place, but don't try it. Don't try it. You want to explore and decide and come into alignment with. Hello. This is infinite intelligence. Whatever it is you want, we've got. But you have to be in the receptive mode. You were in the receptive mode. You're also in big trouble. So, since you are on the leading edge, and because you are an extension of source energy, this life causes you to identify in tremendous refined detail aspects that you prefer. And every time you carve one of those out, and you do all day every day, every time you carve one of those out, what happens is you launch a rocket of desire. Another piece of who you have become is added to the mix of who you are. And the vibrational evolution of you happens in that moment. Now, we are emphasizing that the vibrational evolution of you happens because that's happening all the time. You're sifting and sorting through life experiences, and you are becoming more and more and more and more. What this seminar wants to address is how much of that more that you have become and are becoming are you allowing yourself to be? Because you've become more than you are allowing yourself to be, which is evidenced by every particle of negative emotion that you feel. Your emotions indicate how much you are in the receptive mode, or how much you are in the allowing mode, or these all mean the same thing, or how much you are in the receiving mode, how much you are on the path of least resistance, how close to vibrational sync you are with all that you've really become. And that matters. It matters so much because, you might not know this. We want you to know this. We want you to know this. This is the thing we want you to know more than all other things put together. You must know this. It is important that you understand your level of resistance, because what you are resisting is your alignment, your receiving of the perspective of that larger part of you who is here right now with you, focused upon whatever you're focused upon right here, right now. Right here, right now with you, no matter what the now is, no matter where the now is, no matter what the conditions of the now are. Source energy, the source within you, that larger part of you, has a very clear awareness and opinion of whatever it is, wherever it is. And how you feel is your clear indication of how in sync you are with that perspective. For example, if you are really, really angry at someone, and you feel that anger, that discouragement, that discomfort that can only be described by negative emotion, that means that you're off kilter from the perspective of your inner being about it. And when Esther began to realize that, she would say to us frequently, really frequently, Abraham, clearly you need more information about this. Your opinion is distorted under these conditions. And we gradually, over a period of about 30 years, explained to her that we are unconditional in our love of that one, which in the beginning especially Esther found ridiculous. What's the point of having an opinion if you cannot notice the disturbing dysfunction of others? And we explained to Esther that that's not the relationship that she's really wanting to make her top priority. It's the relationship between her now perspective and the perspective of her inner being, because the perspective of her inner being is long-term, it's eternal, it is widescreen, it is deep and broad, it has been happening for a long time, and it is accurate, and it considers everything. And most important of all, you'll hear a lot of this phrase, it is the path of least resistance, because you cannot get crossways of who you really are without blocking, pretty strong word, and we mean it, your reception to all that you've become. So when you're angry, or when you're depressed, or when you're discouraged, or when you're fearful, or any of those negative emotions in varying degrees, you are disallowing. It's like saying to the universe, I've decided to discount, to discard, to set aside all life experience. And oh, we can't even begin to explain to you the life experience that you have gathered and the evolution that you've become. I've decided in this moment of very clear anger about this to disregard all that I've become and start over new in this moment. And that's why you feel insecure. That's why you feel vulnerable. That's why you feel fearful, because you are disallowing the resources of source. You are disallowing the energy that creates worlds. You are disallowing your reception to that, which means you don't have good timing, you don't have clarity, you don't have good feeling words, you don't have good sounding words, you don't have good results from whatever it is you set into motion right here and now. In other words, you are disregarding all that you've become in order to justify your rightness in your opinion that clearly your inner being does not share. And the reason that you do it is because you've spent your whole life comparing your opinion to the opinions of others. How's that working out? Have you come to one political agreement? Have you come to one philosophical agreement? Have you come to a religious agreement? Have you come to a sexuality agreement? Have you come to the way you dress agreement? Have you come to any agreements? Have you gotten everybody to agree with you? Has anybody gotten everybody to agree? Why don't you give that up? That futile attempt, that flawed premise, that misguided effort to justify your goodness, your rightness, when all along you have source energy right there, not asking for justification, just knowing your value and knowing your power and knowing your goodness and knowing your rightness and knowing your worthiness, and holding you in full view of that, rooting for your most delicious unfolding in this moment in time, which you are squandering with your determination to be right rather than in alignment. Ooh, that was good. You cannot be right unless you're in alignment. No other measurement, no other agreement, no other vote matters. It's only that alignment. Perhaps as we are moving forward in these delicious days that we have together, you will come to a full personal realization. Oh, that's the operative word, realization. It's not a revelation that we are asking you to reach for, because all of this is constantly being revealed to you. Source is revealing. It's knowing of where you stand in every moment in time in relationship to all that you want and all that you've become. The revelation is happening. The question is, are you in the receptive mode? So it's the realization that we want you to teach yourself to discover, the realization of the power, the perfection, the deliciousness of each moment in time. You're going to discover the freedom that only comes when you detach yourself from conditions, better said, from your opinion of the conditions, while you align yourself with your pure desire. And your pure desire, this is the most interesting thing about your desire. Your desire that you hold in many cases as future tense, we regard as present tense because it has already come into actualization in this vibrational place that we've been calling your vortex. This vibrational reality already exists. So it's not future tense, it's present tense, but you got to tune to it. You got to tune to the present tenseness of it in order to be in the realizing, receptive mode so that you can experience the transformation of it from the vibrational reality into the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it. Jerry was talking, even before he met us, about the fascinating to him idea of turning thoughts to things, because he knew it was happening all around. He'd witnessed it in his own life experience and others. How do I get my wealth out of this vibrational vortex, Abraham, and into my bank account? How do I turn that vibrational reality? How do I turn those vibrational dollars into tangible, physical, spendable dollars? And we say, you have to be in the receptive mode so that you can feel your way along your path of least resistance. And it is our promise to you that this veritable fortune, this vibrational currency that you have been accumulating, Esther cannot find words large enough, broad enough, deep enough, expansive enough to describe what you have already created. But here in these days, we're going to talk you into it. Well, we're going to talk about it. You're going to have to find the alignment with it, of how you turn that vibration to a thought, that vibration to a thought emotion, 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 that vibration to a thought emotion. And if you are able to turn that vibration into a thought emotion, 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 until you've practiced that thought, until that thought is solid enough that it is a belief and a knowing. Once you've changed, once you've moved, once you've practiced, once you've accomplished that vibrational translation, and it is a belief that you hold, path of least resistance will lead you to the full, undeniable, we are not kidding you, transforming of that vibration into whatever it is that you want. Dollars, circumstance, event, relationship. And when you think about it, everything that you want because you think you will feel better in the having of it. So why not just, for a little while, decide to be unconditional? Don't need it to become a condition, an object, as something that somebody else can see and define. Don't ask for it to be something that you're not yet vibrationally ready for it to be. That's what makes you crazy. You are demanding of the universe and even of yourself. And those of you who have been listening to us are even putting more stress on yourself, demanding things to turn into realities, into that tangible reality, when you haven't done the work of practicing it into the vibrational place that puts you in the receptive mode, so that you have good timing, so that you have good clarity, so that you have good resources, so that you are refueling yourself, so that you're in the right place at the right time. You're getting this, aren't you? So we've said it to you in so many different ways over time. We've explained to you that you have to make peace with where you are. You have to find a way of allowing yourself to be all right with where you are. And you've heard people talk about unconditional love probably your whole life, because it's been around in this format. People have been talking about it, but almost no one understands that what unconditional means is the condition isn't the main event, the emotion is. Because if you're going for the emotion, then you're nailing. Then you've got the vibration, the practiced vibration in place. Now you're believing it, and now you're knowing it. And when you believe it and know it, when it has turned to determination and expectation, then everything in the universe must cooperate. Everything in the universe is cooperating. But you're a little wobbly in what you're putting out there as your receiving mode. And if you want to know what it is, just pay attention to what's happening in your life experience. Because your life experience will show you the degree to which you are vibrationally wobbling.